Hi guys, welcome back to another Chelsea past and present RTG video. Today we're going to take a little look at the tactics that Graham Potter used for Chelsea against the Crystal Palace game. This video has gone up a little late. That's kind of due to just some stuff happening a little bit personally with myself, and I've kind of just lost track of time and not really felt like recording some videos at the minute, but kind of come back now feeling a bit fresh, so we're going to get back onto the content. I've had a lot of videos in my head like kind of lined up and I've just not been able to act on them. You know, I'm breaking down every tactics video every single time, or coming up with a tactics video, should I say, every single time Potter uses another formation. It's always fun for me to work out, and it's always fun for me to implement and use them as well in the game. There's always a little fun challenge, so I quite like that. If you, like I said, if you do enjoy these tactics videos, please do leave a like. I try and emulate my gameplay as closely as they do in real life as well, so it makes it more fun for me. And it's the same, you know, it beats that kind of boring meta of buying always the same 11 players every year, right? So it just spices things up. Cool. So let's actually talk about or have a look at the game that Chelsea played against Crystal Palace. So they infamously won 2-1 with Gallagher scoring very late on. I think it was in the 90th minute or something crazy, with a beautiful finesse shot outside the box. And as he should, he didn't celebrate, which I respect, as he was a loanee to Crystal Palace last season. And props to Gallagher for that. And I've already done this team dishonesty, actually. Mendy was not in goal for that game. Kepa was. And I think that's coming out quite a lot. I think Potter really does like Kepa, and you know, he's playing really well in real life, so hey, give him everything that he needs. So this is the starting 11 that Potter went for. Obviously, not in this formation and not like this. Let's actually jump over to Google, like I've done in my past video, to have a look at how they set up. So now, it's funny because Google say it was a 4-2-2. Now, I might be wrong, but I personally felt like it was more of a 4-3-1-2 formation. So how that would look, you would have your Jorginho placed just above Thiago Silva and Fofana, and you would have Mount then drops back between, or into that place where Jorginho is, right? So that's your three midfield, and then Havertz drops more central, and then you've still got your Aubameyang and Sterling up top. So for me, I felt like they played more of a 4-3-1-2. It's a very narrow formation. I don't think the 4-2-2 is how they played actually in the game. So sorry, Google, I think you're wrong on this one. But again, if I'm wrong, please let me know. I'd like to hear your debates as to why you think it was a 4-2-2, not 4-3-1-2. Any hoozle. Let's crack on. We're here for tactics. So this is kind of my take on how they played, and this is how I think that they've emulated that. And let's dive into them. Cool. As you can see, I'm working on a bunch of formations. 3-4-2-1, you'll know. Chelsea played Wolves. That video is coming very soon. 4-2-3-1. They also used that a little bit as well, but that's for a later video. A lot of this is pretty standard, I think. Every Chelsea team plays, in a sense, in this, you know, the same way, right? They press as soon as they lose possession. They keep a generic width and depth. They don't push too far up the field. They keep it quite nice and central. And what I really like, and what I'm enjoying a lot by watching Chelsea play right now, is they're very fast in their build-up play. They're, you know, quick passes and running off the balls. They're always making dashing runs forward, right? These are very important things for how Potter has implemented his way of playing Chelsea, and you know, it shows, right? The game against Crystal Palace, you know, they're fast, moving, running off of the ball. The game against Wolves, fast again, running, moving off the ball. It's all really exciting, and for me, as a Chelsea fan, I'm loving watching it. And the amount of chances that Chelsea are putting away right now, and even just having shots on target and shots in general, is so, like, it's a nice stat to look at these days. So props to Potter for what he's cracked on there. Plays in the box again. We're just overloading that box, and that leans into a little bit on certain players' instructions anyway, in how that kind of worked and set up. So again, we have that players in box quite high. Corners we also have quite high as well. Again, I think for me, I'm finding this year in FIFA as well, the more players you can get into that box, the more chances you've got of somebody getting a header onto it, or, you know, if it lands perfectly at a player's feet. Because corners, nobody's kind of sussed out the broken way to play that yet, and I'm quite enjoying shoving a lot of players into the box and just seeing what happens. To me, it's enjoyable, and that's kind of what I like. Again, corners and free kicks, these are up to you personally, but for me, I like 4 and then 2 because I'm sick of being counter-attacked from a free kick. Cool. So this is again how the 4-3-1-2 was set up. Chilwell, Thiago Silva, Fofana and Reece James at the back. This is exactly how the team set up again in real life. Jorginho in that centre midfield role. Kovacic to the right, Mount to the left. That's very important. Havertz at that central cam position, and then Aubameyang on the left and Sterling on the right. Again, very important, and exactly how they played, right? So instructions, both the strikers, again, are both balanced width. If you notice, a lot of the time as well, a lot of them would kind of drop out to the out wide. So Sterling would run into the wing, or Aubameyang would run to the wing to lay off passes and then get back inside the box, right? So you don't want to keep them central, and you don't want to force them wide. A bit of balance, they'll make the runs themselves. They both have the getting behind instruction. They like pinging fast through balls through, and Aubameyang and Sterling are both fast-paced players in real life, and they use that a lot as well in the game. And again, stay forward. You don't really want them tracking back. The rest of the team is there to deal with any defending issues. We just want them there for the quick sprint counter-attack move. For Kai Havertz, then, he does occasionally do track back, so keeping him on basic makes a lot of sense. Getting into the box, again, a very important instruction. Kai loves getting into that box, jumping up, having a header, and scoring goals that way. Against Wolves, first goal, we've been there. We know exactly how that works. So now these three midfielders is where it gets very important. So for Jorginho, stay back while attacking. Obviously, in this game, he's not got the pace, and in real life, he tends to hug Thiago Silva a lot because between the two of them, they both can pick up passes from ridiculous distances. If, say, Chilwell or Reece James is running up the wings, Jorginho can ping a pass up to them, and you're already on for an attack, right? So it makes a lot of sense. Balance cross and runs, don't change anything there. The only thing we need to change is stick to position. Obviously, that's default, and defensive position is cover center. We don't want him drifting wide. Jorginho is not very fast, and it's very hard to recover especially in this game. And he tends to cover the central areas already, as we know. Kovacic, he kind of works as like your box to box. He'll just be like tracking up and down in like a straight line, a bit like a tram line, just like straight up, down, up, down. That's all he's going to do all game, and that's basically all he did. Occasionally darting in, but it was mostly staying on the edge of the box, trying to whip it in or pick out another cross for somebody to get on the end of, be it Aubameyang or Mount or Havertz, whoever, right? And again, cover centre, the wings is mostly going to be covered by Reece James in this scenario for the right-hand side, so not really have to worry about the width either. Mason Mount, this is where I would argue it was more of a 4-3-1-2 because, again, Mount loves tracking back, but he didn't play so much wide, it was more central. So for me, that's why I've picked 4-3-1-2, but again, it's that kind of, he's got that role of, get forward, get into the box. He wants to join the attack, so we kind of overload the attack, especially more so on the left-hand side, if you'll notice. With regards to the instructions that Reece James and Ben Chilwell will have, which you'll see in a second, it all kind of adds up and makes a lot of sense. So for Mount, get forward, get into the box, and again, cover centre because Ben Chilwell should be there to cover that left-hand side width if needs be. Now, I've been talking about Reece James' instructions because, again, he's a very pivotal player for Chelsea, and he's a cause and effect for a lot of goals and assists for the team. So if we jump over to his instructions, he's basically just unbalanced on everything. But the only thing he has differently is that his run type is on overlap. So this means that will trigger in-game overlapping runs along the line that you can pick out through ball to him, and he's there to either ping a cross back. Now, how this kind of adds up. So if you look at the players that you've got on the left-hand side of the pitch, you've got Aubameyang, who's tall, good with headers. And you've got Havertz, who can dart in, good with headers. Mason Mount is on that left-hand side. And his instructions, again, like I said, is to get forward, get into the box, join the attack. He's a very aggressive player. So Reece James's goal is going to be pinging balls across these very attacking players to get on the end of, be it via a header, a volley, a finesse shot from the outside the box. All these things kind of adds up, A lot of, in this formation, it's built in a way to assist from the right, score from the left. And if for whatever reason, it goes to Aubameyang and he can't score in this formation, he can then header it down for Sterling because, Reece James's balls are going to go over Sterling. Excuse me. So Aubameyang can header it down. Sterling can then shoot from 6 yards, get the assist or goal that way as well. So that is why it's very important to have a player like Reece James. Again, very pivotal for Chelsea. Both Fofana and Thiago Silva, stay back while attacking, all standard stuff, nothing too fancy there. And then to conclude then, we've got Ben Chilwell with stay back while attacking. Because if you think you've got Reece James making those runs up the right-hand side, we don't really want somebody making the runs up the left-hand side, which means you've only ever got 2 players in centre-back if you're ever on the counter-attack, because that's no good. And I think as well, it's shown a lot in kind of the way Potter sets up teams and how he builds his teams as well. He always tends to play Cucurella in left centre-back, because he understands that Cucurella can push up if he needs to, and if he doesn't want to push up, then he can stay back on that left side centre-back and be comfortable to distribute the ball again, either to Thiago Silva, to Jorginho, to then set up somebody like Reece James running up the wing on the right, or lay it off to somebody like Mason Mount on the left, or find the darting runs from Aubameyang or Sterling. So that is my take on the Chelsea instructions from the Crystal Palace game. Give these formations a try. They're quite fun. I really enjoy using them. It's different. I think a lot of people are still trying to work out what formations are great this year in FIFA. Central seems to be working quite nicely, but again, I'm personally a big fan of a lot of width. Like I said, there will be a tactics video coming up for the 3-4-2-1 that Potter came up with or implemented and used against the Wolves team, which he infamously won 3-0. So there'll be a video again coming for that. So that's all I've got for this video, I'm afraid. Nothing else too fancy. And give these tactics a try. Let me know how they worked for you, if they worked for you. If you've got any suggestions or tweaks, please do let me know. Any team suggestions, updates, also again, please do let me know. If you enjoyed this series, like I said, I'll be doing a tactics video for every new tactic or formation that Potter uses for the rest of the season. So please do subscribe if you want to see more about this stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day. Take it easy. Peace.